Today, Joe Blackburn, the game director of Destiny 2, dropped a 16-minute long video on Twitter talking about the state of the game and the reaction towards it. If you don't have 16 minutes, I got you. I'm going to try to cram it in as short of a time span as possible here. So he goes over a few things talking about how that really wasn't a state of the game, and he took accountability for the fact that he should have been the one to write it instead of handing off to other people from other departments to talk about things. And the reception wasn't great. He acknowledges all that. Then he moves into the reveal later this month, says, hey, things I'm saying in here may not be said there. That is for the wider audience. This is a marketing thing. The thing I'm doing here is more for the more hardcore players, the less casual players, the less new player. Which, yeah, fair. Understandable. That's what those things have always been. The Q&A is the closest thing to the hardcore section of the reveal events. But after that, he moves on to Crucible after dropping a couple rework things that might be happening in final shape. So yeah, Crucible. Massive changes for you, especially compared to the state of the game. I kind of want to say that the stuff was in the works before the state of the game was made, but I'm not sure. Basically, he mentioned that they're going to put a little more focus on PvP in the future. And one of the big things they want to do is, instead of releasing a single map every year that people don't like, which kind of puts a shadow over the map coming next season, that it won't be good. But he talked about how Dysfunction basically is not a good map because it doesn't succeed anywhere. It's not great for long-range gameplay. It's not great for close combat. It's not really great for mid-range combat. It just doesn't do anything well for anyone. So instead of making one map a year that can't succeed at anything, they could make multiple maps every year in a map pack that have more new experiences for players of all different play styles, which is honestly the way to go. Along with more maps that are made free to play for everyone, they're planning on making a Crucible Strike Team to hopefully fix the bugs pretty quickly and do things with the meta to make it a little more fair and balanced. Great changes. I'm not sure if these were in the works before or after the state of the game. I feel like the maps had to have been like in talks, at least super high up, because that's a big change from what they're doing now to just say it. So yeah, I think that one was probably in talks and maybe didn't get down to Crucible and maybe didn't get the green light to be revealed yet. I'm not sure, but the Strike Team probably is a response to state of the game, honestly. Not sure on that though, of course. I don't work at Bungie. I don't know. But after that, they go into the armor situation, and they talked about how, yeah, no, they really can't. And they give us an olive branch of one of the Eververse sets is just turning into a ritual set next season. I think it's a little too late kind of situation, but it's nice that they're giving that olive branch. I know there was the tech they made a while back that you could, in 20 minutes, make an armor set for D1. I don't know if that could work for D2 because, I mean, it's the Strike playlist or the core playlist. It's, the basic Guardian fashion, and that's what that would excel at. But then you have people complaining that's too samey from all the other armor in the past years, because it would be. So that's what you run into, basically. So, yeah, not an envious position on armor, personally, for me. After Joe talks about armor, he moves on to communication. This is a big thing that Bungie has been great about and horrible about in the past. And basically says that they need to do a better job at communicating. Like the armor changes, for instance. They decided a while back to not do, a set for Lightfall, and they forgot to communicate that. So when they said it and they didn't do it, it was not a great situation, but they also have to make sure that they can keep, their sources of communication, so like their community managers, safe. There's a big situation a while back, and I'm sure Joe doesn't want to go through that again, because you could see it on his face that he's still probably pretty pained about that. So yeah, personally, I don't think any of my subscribers are like the weirdos that do horrible things like that. But I've seen comments, and I've seen comments on my things. It's not great. Yeah. So that's a huge thing. Guys, take a chill pill. If you don't like something, that's fine. Don't be a horrible person about it though. But he said they're going to be using Destiny 2 teams accounts more often, which is great. More communication is always great. But the biggest thing in here, probably bigger than all the Crucible stuff they talked about. Mind you, I'm not big on Crucible at all. Joe is going to be streaming. Now, on face value, that's kind of stupid, but no, he's going to be streaming with like content creators in the community so he can get direct communication with them and learn from them how to be playing the game at a higher level, and he can look at chat and see what chat has to say about it. And I think that's massive. I think I'm not a part of the speedrunning community in any sense of the word, but I do watch some. I think this could be the biggest thing for them because the speedrunning community has suffered a lot in the past. So maybe I think this would be a super sick stream, personally. Maybe Joe plays with a Destiny 2 speedrunner. No suggestions on top of my mind. But they teach him the techniques of how to go super fast, how to out of bounds, and maybe they get more support in the future. That would be a dream, honestly. I feel like Bungie would probably get better at, fixing the out of bounds things if that happened. But other than that, I think speedrunning could see more support potentially, because those runs are pretty fun to watch. Other than that, though, I think it's a great thing that he's going to start streaming. He could play with content creators that are probably a higher skill level than him. And it's not just what the playtesters, which is a small group of people, probably about the same skill level, are saying. You have the higher level people directly communicating with the game director on their pain points and how to get better, which is great. And then in chat, you probably have the average level, the lower level. You get a whole range in there to see what's going on and give feedback all in one spot, which is great. Now, with all that, here, Joe, open invitation. You want to play with me? I'm down. Gambit? I'm down. Vanguard Ops? I'm down. Dungeons? Yeah, man. Crucible? Hard sell, but maybe. Yeah, probably. Or any Bungie employee. Doesn't have to be Joe. Any of them. Come on. Email me. Comment. Message me on Twitter. Any of it. Come on. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Joe, for taking this time out of your day to do this. It's probably the best communication we've had in a long time. Yeah. Thank you. See you next time.